What if the wisest person you ever met hated everyone so much that he chose to die buried in animal dung rather than ask for help? This is the true story of Heraclitus of Ephesus, one of history's most brilliant and bizarre philosophers. Around 540 BCE, in the wealthy Greek city of Ephesus on the coast of modern-day Turkey, a boy named Heraclitus was born into unimaginable privilege. His father was Blosson, and his family held the hereditary title of Basileus, essentially making them ceremonial kings of the city. Young Heraclitus had everything: wealth, status, and a guaranteed position of power, but he didn't want any of it. As Heraclitus grew older, he developed an intense contempt for his fellow citizens. He saw them as ignorant, sleepwalking through life without understanding the deeper truths of existence. When it came time for him to assume his family's royal duties, he did something shocking. He gave it all away to his younger brother and walked away from power entirely. For Heraclitus, the pursuit of truth mattered more than any throne. His disdain for society only intensified when his friend Hermodorus was banished from Ephesus. The citizens had grown tired of Hermodorus's excellence, proving to Heraclitus that the masses despise anyone who rises above mediocrity. After this betrayal, Heraclitus withdrew from public life completely. He was often found playing dice with children in the temple, preferring their honest company to the pretensions of adults. When asked why he wasted time with children, he reportedly said it was better than participating in the city's worthless politics. But Heraclitus wasn't just a misanthrope. He was developing revolutionary philosophical ideas that would influence thinkers for millennia. He believed the universe was governed by a rational principle he called the Logos, a kind of cosmic logic that most people were too dim to perceive. He famously declared that most humans are asleep, even when they think they're awake, stumbling through life without true understanding. His most famous insight was about change. Heraclitus observed that nothing in the universe stays the same, even for a moment. He stated that no man ever steps in the same river twice, because the river has changed, and so has the man. Everything flows, everything transforms. This constant flux wasn't chaos to Heraclitus, but followed the divine pattern of the Logos. He identified fire as the fundamental element of reality, an ever-living fire that kindles in measures and is extinguished in measures. Fire represented perfectly what he saw in nature: constant transformation, destruction creating new forms, energy flowing endlessly. The world wasn't made of static matter, but dynamic process. Heraclitus also taught the unity of opposites. He argued that we only understand health because we know sickness. That day and night define each other, that up has no meaning without down. Conflict and tension between opposites weren't problems to solve, but the very engine of existence. As he put it, war is the father of all things. These profound ideas earned him the nickname, the Obscure, because his writings were notoriously difficult to understand. He wrote in riddling, poetic fragments that demanded intense contemplation. He wanted it that way, believing wisdom should be earned, not handed to the lazy masses he despised. As Heraclitus aged, his isolation became extreme. He retreated to the mountains surrounding Ephesus, living alone and surviving on wild grasses and plants. This harsh lifestyle eventually destroyed his health. He developed dropsy, what we now call edema, a condition where the body retains massive amounts of fluid, causing painful swelling. Suffering and desperate, Heraclitus returned to Ephesus and approached physicians. True to form, he couldn't ask for help directly. Instead, he posed a riddle. Could they make a drought after heavy rain? The doctors stared at him blankly. They had no idea he was describing his waterlogged body. Furious at their stupidity, Heraclitus decided to cure himself. His solution was characteristically bizarre. Reasoning that heat would evaporate the excess water from his body, he went to a stable and buried himself in warm cow dung. There, covered in manure, one of history's greatest minds waited for the animal waste to draw out his illness. The accounts of what happened next vary, but none are pleasant. One version says he simply died from heat and suffocation under the dung. Another, more gruesome tale claims the manure disguised his appearance so completely that when he tried to emerge, he couldn't move properly, unable to identify himself or call for help. He was attacked and devoured by dogs who didn't recognize the dung-covered figure as human. Heraclitus, the man who understood that everything flows and changes, met an end that was both tragic and absurd. The philosopher who gave up a kingdom died alone, unrecognized, destroyed by his own intellectual arrogance and refusal to communicate clearly with those he considered beneath him. His death proved one of his own principles: the unity of opposites. The wisest man was also the greatest fool.